This week on Big Eyes, we don't actually talk about the news that just came out on Tuesday, so we're going to save that for next week. However, we do have some powerful power rankings that we're here to bring to you on episode 112. Let's get it.
The Big Eyes Podcast.
Welcome back, all new week, all new Big Eyes, episode 112. As always, it's AD and LJ back at it again with the manga chapters. You know, the latest and greatest in Shonen Jump. What's going on, bro?
Man, what's good? Episode 112? That's crazy.
Hey, man, listen.
Hold on. In honor of... in honor of...
Go ahead and run
episode 112.
Run it one time.
Hold on. I don't know if you can hear it in the background. Hold on. It's episode 112. Can you hear it? Can you hear it in the background, my people? Come on, man. Come on.
Turn me up.
This is episode 112. We're all about love today. Come on. As I told you I love you, that doesn't mean that I don't care. Ooh. Nah, man. Hey, shout out to 112. Oh,
let me get some auto-tune on this, man. Hold on.
Listen, man, shout out to 112.
Hey, man, yeah.
Nah, all new episode, though, man. We're here.
Yeah, man. I love 112, man. They really go crazy in the 90s, man.
They do, for real. Shout out to Diddy. Shout out to Slim. Shout out to all them guys.
Yeah.
Shout out to Diddy for probably not paying them anything.
That's a fact. I feel like that he owe everybody royalties.
Oh, he owe a lot of people money. I don't know how Diddy be walking around so crazy.
Yeah. Ain't nobody tried to touch Diddy before?
Oh, there's definitely probably been people that try to touch Diddy.
You think? Oh, this man been walking around clean over everybody like 50 and everybody else, man. And Diddy's still the only one walking around clean.
Hey, not recently. No one done tried to touch Diddy, but Diddy definitely done attempted to been touched before. He's too big now. You can't touch Diddy now. That's damn near impossible task.
Yeah.
Oh, before, yeah, there's definitely been some attempts on his life. Shout out to J-Lo.
Oh man.
But nah, man. Like I said, we're here though. We're here to talk about manga. Another week in Shonen Jump.
Yeah, man. You already know. How you feel about this week?
I was just about to say it's a long week. It was. You know, Jay-Z handshake gift. It was okay. Like it was nothing. I don't. When you hear the power rankings, you can tell that it's a low week because or okay week because when you hear who got number one this week, you're gonna.
People are probably gonna look at the rankings when we put it on the timeline like, what?
The rankings this week is kind of the rankings this week is kind of all over the place. I'm not even gonna lie.
Because we literally we had the whole discussion in our chat, man, and we were just
did. Like, shout out to Cyrus because Cyrus is another member of the ranking committee.
Yeah, we had this whole discussion. We was like, really. This is the only chapter that really deserves it. Everything else is just like...
You know it's bad if we can get Cyrus to agree to this. You know it's bad when Cyrus is even like, all right, that's fine. As long as you give X, Y, and Z number.
Whatever.
Yeah, he was just like, whatever. But nah, man, another week in rankings. Was there any news this week? I don't even think really anything popped off this week, did it?
Not really, no. The only thing that I really found just on happenstance was... I think it's a good tie-in because it's also a part of the rankings this week. I don't know if it's the first time it's been on the rankings, but it's Witch Watch. I found that the creator, Kenta Shinohara, has a TikTok. He has stop motion animation all across the TikTok, man. Like, it's That's going hard. Crazy. I think the last one you see Roshi DDT and somebody, that shit crazy.
How does he find time to do all this? You're writing a mangaka and doing stop motion on TikTok? Not everybody has the same 24, man. Not the same 24, bro. Not everybody has the same 24. Don't listen to the don't listen to the Twitter financial gurus. Everybody's 24 is different. That's all I gotta
Yeah,
say. That's all I gotta say. But no,
yeah,
that's tight though. I know
yeah.
Sakamoto Days. They just had the volume 7 release cover.
Oh yeah, they have volume 7. Akane-Banashi had their volume 1 release cover. That shit clean. I'm not gonna hold
It's
you.
super clean. That was super good. I love.
Yeah,
Listen, man. We love a good manga cover.
yeah.
So, but yeah, man, nothing too crazy this week. Okay, before we do, because there is one thing I was really wrong about PPPPPPP. I don't know what they're calling it for real, but I was very wrong about that manga. It's flourishing and it's gonna lasting.
I'm glad you said this.
They just had their reprint.
Yeah, I think they got this like their third reprint.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was really wrong about this. I
I,
apologize.
I think we're seeing a new era in Jump where it's like more creative titles. Like I think I don't want to say it paved the way because that'll be kind of discrediting everything else that came before. But like Dr. Stone was one of them different titles where it's like okay, it's scientific, but now we're getting PvP where it's like okay, music based. We got Akane-Banashi where it's doing the Rakugo acting thing, man. Like we're seeing a lot of different things and they're being kind of experimental in Jump. Of course, we got the battle shonen and stuff, man. But you know. I'm appreciating the fact that we got some of these different titles that's coming in and they're doing well.
Yeah, for sure. So, man, shout out to them. But all right, let's do it. They're getting into these rankings. The Big Eyes power rankings for May 22nd. So, number 1, kicking it off,
Mm,
Dragon Ball
mm.
Super.
Shout out.
You know what? They're getting this by default because it.
Everything else.
No, it's not that. It's not. I wouldn't even say because it's everything else, but they
I
did the they
mean,
did the they
yeah,
did the dragon. You get the Dragon Ball
yeah,
moment. You get your
yeah. It's
Dragon Ball
probably
moment. You get Goku. You get Vegeta. They start powering up. It looks all like oh shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah. It's
it's
not only that,
different.
it's like 30 plus years going into this one moment where it's like Goku having a come to Jesus moment, realizing who Bardock was from when we saw him in Broly, and now he's having a conversation with Vegeta. Like, I finally think I understand what saying pride is. And even Vegeta is like, yeah, I kind of forgot what that meant. What like I kind of forgot what that was like too. So I hate the fact that it's your dad telling me what saying pride is about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a little hating, but you know, I think Vegeta and Goku kind of bonded through that, and you know they get into the fight. They actually willingly, like with smiles on their faces, team up and fighting. Because you know Vegeta would usually be like, "Nah, I ain't finna do that. What you doing? Like, this is my fight. I got the 1-on-1." But the fact that they're actually both like willingly teaming up together to take down Gas, kind of crazy. I enjoyed this chapter a whole lot.
Yeah, it was fun, man. I mean, like you said, there's not. To me, there's not much depth. To others, they'll be like, "Wow, this is a deep chapter" because they're talking about the Saiyan Pride thing. I mean, obviously, Goku's done figured out what Saiyan Pride is like 17 times in this.
Yeah,
It is life, but no, I think it's just a once again, it just this whole arc has definitely been a lot about character development, and this is like really the first time ever you do see. It seems very intentional with the growth of these characters
yeah,
and you seen that like they're actually putting something like you know what I'm saying like it doesn't seem accidental or just maybes or just like it just so happens. It looks very intentional. It looks like they're actually trying to put the Vegeta and Goku through situations and introduce characters that does help them push themselves past um just fighting. I mean, I even think Whis in general when he talks about Ultra Instinct is like what does it mean to you? So we're starting
mm-hmm.
to get a little like I mean, it started with Vegeta, obviously, something that we've talked about multiple times in the show. But then now you're actually starting like Goku. You're starting to get like beneath the surface, and I feel like Goku has consistently been kind of a surface level character. But
Yeah,
we're getting a little bit beneath the surface. You're kind of figuring out like once again what these things mean to them. You get a little flashback moment with Goku remembering like, dang, I do remember seeing my parents in the tank, and like I do remember seeing my dad. And you have these, like you said, you have these like come to Jesus moments with the both of them, which has been
mm-hmm.
cool. And I just think overall for what Dragon Ball Super did, they definitely deserve the number one chapter this week. I mean, and then like I said, we get the moment of Goku and Vegeta powering up.
Yeah,
Another, like I said, we get our
clean
Dragon Ball
panel.
moment right there. Very clean panel. I'm not gonna say can't wait to see this animated because I don't know if we'll ever see it animated, but
We're gonna see it animated. Dragon Ball made too much money to not get animated.
yeah,
Like,
whatever. They're making all these OVAs, bro. They get too net. I
but
don't really don't. I truly do not think they care about Super.
because here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, because I'm only looking at it from the perspective of how they started Super to begin with. We had Z Battle of Gods, and then we had Resurrection F, and then we started Super, and now we got Broly, and now we got the new movie coming out. So I think after the new movie come out, then we're gonna, maybe kick off Super, and then get to the end of Z. Maybe they'll cap it off right there and be like, all right, this is the complete saga of everything that we have beforehand, and now we're about to enter some new territory. Because I think
Where do you think they go from here after this?
Honestly, I want to see them deal with the kids more, because even with this same chapter, we're kind of seeing like, because Bardock made the wish of, I want to see my kids grow up to be healthy and strong and everything like that. I want to see them thrive, and I think
one of them is the other one got murked.
Yeah, he did get that. He got packed up in like episode 3.
One nigga got body bag.
Hey man, listen, shout out to Raditz. We get flashes of him and we'll never really.
My man really entered the scene and stole his nephew off rip. It's like, I'll just rob him.
Yeah,
I'll just steal him.
That shit crazy. You got to really think about it. I think that's the crazy thing about Dragon Ball when you talk about it sometimes. It's like, we get all of these character moments and we kind of see like niggas develop for real, but like, I don't think we've seen Goku and Vegeta really develop in this certain way where they're like truly understanding where they came from. Because we even had at the beginning of the arc, Beerus saying to Vegeta, yeah, I told Frieza to blow up the planet. Like, what are you going to do about it? Like, we've been past that. What are you going to do now? You know what I'm saying? And then we get all of these moments. We get the full circle thing with Granola for Vegeta. Now we're having the moment with Goku. I think that like just going forward in the future, we'll probably see some new things with the younger generation for real. Because even with the movie, we got Pan who's learning to fight and everything. We got Gohan trying to step up and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is so many directions that they could take, but I think the best direction that they should take is with the kids, especially because we get to finally see Goten and Trunks grow up a little bit more. Like, they actually hit puberty. That shit crazy. We ain't never think we would see that happen. So, yeah, man, I just think that that's where we should be heading, and it's an open space for them right then and there.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, like you said, there's so much Frieza mentioned, so he could obviously have something to do with this next stuff, and yeah, we'll see where Super goes. But okay, that's enough Super talk. My head hurts now. Y'all making me sick. Next up, Blue Box at number 2. Definitely deserved that number. It was a very close number 2 too.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this.
Hey, shout out to Hina. Hina playing dirty.
Shoot, man.
Oh yeah, for real. She don't care. She be moving reckless. I like it. I respect it. She's like, nah, if I'm gonna crash out, I'm gonna crash out going 100 miles per hour, which I enjoy. If you're gonna crash out, at least go all the way. At least don't crash out going 50 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Listen, she's like, nah, she's like, skip it, full. Listen, pedal to the flow. She said, I want to do the whole dash.
we got it. Like, it's even crazy where we have the beginning and Taiki's just training, and even everybody's looking around him like, bro, you got to get
all eyes on him right now.
Yeah, everybody.
The man in school. Taki low-key the man right now.
He's setting up for the play. He a part of the student council. He like classroom rep, running back and forth, carrying boxes for everybody, make sure everybody good, man. Listen, and he helping Hina with the. Come on, man.
Bro, I don't even. Listen, my nigga going crazy. I feel it. Nah, man, but it was a really great chapter. Once again, setting up a crazy cliffhanger at the end, which I don't feel is gonna end in some type of crazy way. I feel that it's gonna be pretty light, but
Yeah.
I think just the fact that they're like, I don't know, like they do really well with suspense, even if it doesn't
Yeah.
always like roll into some huge moment or roll into like something really crazy. Like they do really well with suspense, and they
Yeah.
did another great one this week on this chapter.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
Number 3, Choujin X. We're moving on to essentially right now we're looking at the dynamics between, my bad, I'm blanking on the characters' names right now. Give me two
I really just
seconds.
want to call him Moon Knight for real. I'm not gonna
Oh,
hold
he
you.
do he listen, he definitely got his moonlight wave on going on right now. Shout out to my mans. Shout out to my
Yeah.
mans and them. Um okay, so Azuma and Tokyo.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. So Tokyo and Azuma are fighting. Obviously, you see Azuma's Choujin powers finally awakened, but he can't control them. He's going through this. He's going AWOL, and him and Tokyo are fighting. And these two, I mean, even when you get introduced to them in the beginning of the series, they're best
Mm,
friends. But you can tell that there's a weird dynamic between them. I wouldn't call it jealousy. I wouldn't call it hate. I wouldn't call it any of that. But I will definitely say that there is just some underlying tension between these two, that
yeah.
Azuma probably got some unspoken feelings, and I think that's a big thing that is coming to the surface right now. And as Azuma's losing his mind with these powers, I think uh, but
It's like a friendship rivalry type of thing.
yeah, but I love how this chapter, not even just the art, like the paneling, the pacing, the way that they tie in these little flashbacks, and then with the present moment, like the way the story is just laid out, this entire chapter is so good. Is
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. And yeah, I think I even like the fact that even Tokyo, who has really like been, I think, boggled down by his own lack of confidence and his own timidness, kind of reaching a
Hmm.
moment of just like, all right, bro, like I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to. He was like, obviously, I just, we're past beyond talking now.
Yeah. I think even like when you start off the chapter, we get like this excerpt from like a Trojan war, and one of the last lines is from the one of the head war Trojans, and they say, "So long as one person is joined by another, they shall, whether consciously or not, battle to the death." And then it transitions back into the fight between Tokyo and Azuma. So I really appreciate that they're going this route to kind of tell this story, man. Like it's more layers to it, even though it's showing like this is what's happening right now for us as the reader, like with these two characters. But there's something greater that's going on that happened in the past that kind of symbolizes like, look, this shit has been going on for way longer. Like even with the
Yeah,
flashback of these niggas like playing arm wrestling, and you see Asuma's like, damn, he might be
and
stronger than what I
Azuma
thought.
beat him, and Azuma's kind of like, hold on, like
Yeah,
there's something weird about this dude. Like I kind of had to
yeah.
try.
Yeah, you
Like
remember the arm wrestling shit in Hunter x Hunter? That's what it reminded me of. Like,
yeah, where Gon was like, hold on, like something ain't right here. It was
yeah,
one of those moments.
yeah,
No, but I think this week's chapter was absolutely amazing. Definitely deserved the top 3. But yeah, I think that them two introducing kind of like these past wars and stuff. They, that ending quote, but also them adding that extra layer now to the plot and the story of like, damn, like okay, like what's really been going on under the scenes or behind the scenes with these Chosen folks. So
yeah.
we gonna definitely see something for sure with that one. Number 4. Is this his first time in the top 4?
I think it is. It didn't even leave like the bottom 4 for like the longest time.
Goddamn, JJK.
Whew, you kind of love to see it.
My my
You
my
ready?
man, my man, my man, Akutame's climbing back. He's climbing the fuck back, bro.
I told you the dark days are over. We are
You call
here.
hold on now, bro.
Oh,
Listen, I will say this is that this week's chapter is confirming what you said last week, in which says this last week felt like a good reset, or like okay, we're back on track.
mhm,
This week we get a flashback of Panda's backstory. We meet Panda's brother and sister.
mhm.
Um, we see a lot of. I mean, I takes up majority of the chapter, but we just see that Panda's. you kind of understand why Panda is the way he is and why he views his relationships the way he views them. And how
Yeah,
you see him interact with other characters throughout. You see him and his bigger brother. Obviously, there's some big bro, little bro stuff. Big brother is picking on him. But at the end of the day, like that the big, his older brother just really loves him. And he has a big sister too, who is obviously a very much a protector of him between these two. But you just see this dynamic between his brother and his sister where, I mean, obviously he's the youngest, so you can see how he looks up to them and just wants to be around them, and the dynamic between those. And I think that, like I said, I think just this flashback, it just ties really well into just who Panda is and who we've known Panda to be.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, that takes up the bulk. Like, this whole flashback takes up most of it. But I think the flashback was perfect. I think even Panda's story is perfect. I like how they even ended the flashback with knowing that they're like, I like how the dad or the master was just pretty much like, nah, y'all think you're protecting Panda, but but really it's the other way around. So
yeah,
but no, I think, like you said, I think this week he just really got back on track. I think that this Panda thing is it's shaping up to be the best so far in this arc.
yeah, definitely. I wholeheartedly agree. If people don't remember like some of the stuff with Panda, I think you should probably go back, check out 147. That's the principal explaining how he created Panda essentially, and his death, and he has the ending line of even pandas cry. And you kind of see it play in a role here, like young Panda. He doesn't really have any hate in him, and he really just cares for the people around him no matter what. So I mean, yeah, man, it's just an all around great chapter. I'm glad that we flash back to it and Panda's not really dead. Kashimo is like messing with Panda, like, I know I didn't get any points, so are you dead or not? And he holds Panda's head up on a stick, and they're just chopping it up right quick, and then Hakari just drops from the sky with his cursed energy out. And
He
then we're
ready
about
to
to
he ready to
get
he ready to blow it out for Panda. Panda his
yeah,
boy. You can tell Panda his dog. He ready to shoot it out for my mans. I respect it. Also, that's another reason why it gets top
yeah,
four. Listen, more
yeah.
Hikari. My boy pulled
More
up. Shout out to the Puerto Rican Prince. The listen, man. The Puerto Rican exorcist.
I can't wait,
The
man. I can't.
curse
Curse
user Carlos
Commander got him.
Arroyo. Curse user Carlos Arroyo. Yeah, man,
Yeah,
it was a great. I think, like you said, he got back on track. Great chapter, or really good chapter. Hikari comes back. I think now we're actually gonna see him in a real battle, in a real fight.
yeah,
We're gonna, Panda may not be able to heal himself or reverse curse, use some type of technique to get himself back together, but we're in a good spot right here. And I really like this person that they're fighting right now. I like the fact that we still don't know like what their motive is in terms of why they looking for Sukuna. They're just
hmm
they're just kind of just like, where is Sukuna at? Like,
yeah. They've really been watching folks since before the game because they was one of the first people who added a rule.
yeah.
So I mean, we're in a good spot. We got a good antagonist. We got good characters to follow behind. Like, hey, man, JJK might be
Listen,
going up.
for real. Coming in hot at number 5, MHA this week.
Yeah,
I think it was a good follow up chapter after last week's chapter of Dabi and Toya fighting. I think that this chapter obviously it weighs very. This chapter really shows how important that fight was. Regardless of how quick it was, they showed the heaviness and importance of it and how it really just for both sides really did something for the morale
yep,
of the team. You see even you see people acknowledging the fact that like, man, Shoto, you know what I'm saying? Like, once again, Shoto is one of those guys where we understood how powerful he was and how good he was. And this is the first time I feel everyone's like, okay, my man's finally showed up. Like, my man's
yeah,
finally, he did his thing. He did what he needed to do. On the hero side, everyone's giving him his props. But even on the villain side, like Dabi's falling is one of those things. They're all like, hell no, you ain't just beat up my boy. Like, there's no way in hell that just happened. And, so you even see on the villain side of them being like, listen, even though, like, Dabi falling doesn't mean we're going to fall. Dabi falling just means that, like, I got to turn up too. So the law, in a weird way, Dabi losing doesn't make him look weak. It kind of, in a weird way, makes them both look strong at the end of this battle. And also go back to just the important, like, those two, essentially it like showed how those two are really the heartbeat of each, like, the heroes and the villains. Like, Dabi's really the heartbeat for the villains, and Shoto in a weird way is really the heartbeat for the heroes. Like, I think that like, like Midoriya and Bakugo, they're really like the soul and the spirit of the team, but like Shoto's really the heartbeat. He's a guy that gets the blood flowing for everybody.
Yeah, especially when you get to the end of the chapter and you see All For One just like on Endeavor's head about you had to let the kids fight, you had to let them do it out because you couldn't do it yourself. And I think it's Hawks right there next to him. It's like, bro, here go the mind games. Like, don't listen to him. You know what I'm saying? And then we see him whip out 5 different quirks on one hand and just like,
Endeavor about to die. Endeavor about to get murked. Hey, RIP my boy, but the Endeavor death is slowly yet surely creeping up on us.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna come faster than we think. Hey, as long as they don't kill Hawks, Hawks is my man. I can't have them killing Hawks.
Oh no!
And if Endeavor dies, I'm cool with it. Listen, Endeavor, like, I feel Endeavor dying is oddly enough his retribution, but it's.
I don't think it'll happen.
You don't think Endeavor's dying?
Let me put it like this. I don't want it to happen. I could see it happening. I feel like it's highly unlikely for it to happen. Like, he can die for the cause, but at the same time, like, that's just another number 1 hero down. Who's gonna step up after Endeavor? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like
this is low-key how Midoriya becomes number 1. They got to open up that spot somehow.
I still like I know what you're saying, but I still feel like it's too soon for him. He's gonna be like Spider-Man and Tony Stark, man. Like, I don't know.
It's not like that, yeah.
That's what I'm saying though. Like, he's not at that level.
I don't think Midoriya's not gonna die. And like Midoriya, I don't think Endeavor gotta die, bro. I think he does. I mean, I don't think he is. I mean, he don't kill nobody in this series for real. But
nah, he does. But like, I just, because we even get the setup with what's his name, Mina and Kirishima with the guy who took out Midnight, and we also got another setup with Naval Laser and whoever's fighting him from a Tartarus escapee with Fat Gum. So I think there's going to be like some other setup. We got some setups with other fights. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we're getting to a good point with MHA. I just don't see him dying. I feel like he's going to last a good bit.
He's going to die, bro. He about to murder. I hope he does. I mean, I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect for a story. I don't think Endeavor needs to end this story alive. I don't think MHA needs to end with Endeavor alive. And I'm not even saying this as someone who just enjoys seeing characters die. I'm really saying this. I just think that's just how his story should end.
I think he's just
in a weird way. In a weird way, Endeavor doesn't deserve a happy ending. Like, he doesn't deserve an alive ending. I'll say that. He doesn't deserve an alive ending.
I'll say he's gonna miss an arm. He's gonna be missing an arm, bro. I think that's like
if he gets forced into if he gets forced into retirement, okay, whatever. That's a consolation prize. I think he just needs to go out with a hole in his chest, though. Because you gotta think about it. You gotta think about it. All Might's gonna stay living. All Might's not gonna die at all. All Might's not gonna die. Shigaraki won't. Obviously, Midoriya's gonna live. They mess around and might still keep All For One living. They gotta give us one. There gotta be one big death.
It's gonna be All For One for sure. All For One is for sure dying. They can't leave him alive.
They will.
Like, he has to die. He has to die by default. Either he dies or Shigaraki dies. Both of them gotta die technically.
I don't think either one dies.
Because I wouldn't be surprised if Shigaraki takes out All For One, like on some stop trying to control my body type shit. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's a very real possibility too. That's a very real possibility. We'll see. We will see. But I think this chapter though, I think it was good. I think I like this chapter just because it reminded like it made the battle before important, even though it was short and quick. Like it wasn't a long battle. It wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? But like I enjoyed how they still showed the heaviness of it and like what it meant for each side. So that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 6, Akane-Banashi. She finally finished. She gonna get her lick back?
That's a good
She
question.
gonna get her lick back?
I think it's gonna be too soon.
I like how they started off with my man's on TV. He on
Oh
there talking
yeah.
like a villain. He's like, "What do you mean? I'm a funny guy. You think you know what I'm saying? Like, why you being so scared of me? Oh, I'm a comedian." Everybody
Man.
on there like, "Nah, nigga, we know about you. You goddamn asshole."
Niggas is calling me right now. I ain't got time for this.
Yeah, nah. But no, I think Akane-Banashi. I think it was a really good. I think that was a great chapter because you see her ready to lock in. I like the Rocky theme music was playing this entire chapter for me.
Oh yeah.
You just see her. You see her. Yeah, man. Listen, I'm already seeing it now. She doing pull ups and doing on her runs and jumping rope. She getting ready for this little competition. I like how no one stops her. I just I love the fact that like I don't know this whole chapter was really good. It was
Yeah.
from them introducing the dude, like her finally having her opening to meet with dude, like her
Mm-hmm.
like being like no, like not even hiding the fact that she's like I want to ask this man why he expelled my dad them many years ago. Like I want
Mm-hmm.
to like she's this chapter it's really setting up something up big for the story. How she got to go to like we're finally getting another senpai coming in and you
Uh-huh.
know
The
it's
fact that she was
how
able to perform on, like, he was just wanting to see a video of her do the little routine, and she just did it on the spot. Like, that nigga was impressed. He was like, "Oh, okay, I see what you're doing." You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's like she still got a long way to go, but like it's really setting up. Like she got a lot of growth. She has a lot of potential. And we get to the end of the chapter and we see him actually perform, and she's like, "I really want to see what this man is really working with, because you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta learn. I know I'm not the best, but if he's one of the top folks, you know what I'm saying? What is his performance like?"
I don't know, man. This chapter though. This chapter was really good. I really enjoyed it. I think that Akane-Banashi is slowly becoming one of my favorites. It's getting up there. It's been very consistent lately, and it's like I said, it's been doing really well with the story and how it's been introducing characters and weaving in new characters and how she's been able to learn. And like you said when the beginning of this episode, like it's a story that is definitely different than what we're used to. And so, I think there's just like the bigger emphasis on like more storytelling and like these moments of her, like these kind of trial moments for her come in a different way that isn't a battle. So that's also fun.
Hmm.
But Akane-Banashi coming in at 6. Number 7, Sakamoto Days. Not a bad chapter. I mean, this chapter was legit 97% action.
Yeah, yeah,
I think the biggest quarrel that we talked about this medium size. I think the biggest quarrel that we all had here was how they did Shin and how we felt about that.
yeah. Like, we really should have seen Shin like come out of his shell with, because for the last few chapters he's been working with this man who can copy moves with the sound, and they've been tag teaming on this guy who's with the VR headset, just like whooping their ass. Like, we should have seen Shin step up and get a W, especially after all of this. I need to stop being a burden to Sakamoto. You know what I'm saying? I gotta repay him back. You know what I'm saying? And he gets saved by Sakamoto at the end of the last chapter. Sakamoto tells him, "You did your work, son. Like, go and get these guys out of here. Get out of here. This is something only you can do." Like, man, Shin should have did a little bit more. But
I think that I could see it. I see it from both sides in terms of do I feel that Shin should have got this win? Yes, but they didn't make him look weak
hmm
throughout this. Like he still walked away looking strong. He still walked
yep,
away looking I think he walked away in a better spot than he began.
yep,
So I think that how the battle was going for the simple fact that they are fighting a guy who's getting essentially getting controlled by someone else. Like, he's not really
Yeah.
fighting the main dude. He's kind of fighting the robot of him.
Yeah.
And Sakamoto getting that win that allows Shin a chance to get his, you know what I'm saying? He get his rematch with the real guy when that time finally comes.
Yeah.
I
Because
think
it's not even just that. It's like the fact that this guy was beating up the admins and the other students.
Yeah,
And he's
it's like
controlling somebody else. Like,
it's like, like, it's not like this guy was some slouch either. It's like they're fighting some bum, and he had it like he's fighting one of the probably one of the best characters we've seen so far, especially like power level wise and combat wise. So it's not like he was fighting some punk. Like, he was fighting an elite dude. And once again, Sakamoto coming in, doing the save. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look bad, like, but I do agree that I think this is a moment where, especially because it has been a focal point of Shin pushing himself, and Shin constantly pushing himself, and Shin really being the one of like, no, like, I need Sakamoto, like, I can't continue to rely on Sakamoto. And they, I mean, I think the fact that Sakamoto gave him that nod of, I trust you, or like, I trust you with my life, like, I really do, like, this isn't. So, once again, the little things that make Shin walk away still looking strong, but I do agree that I think that we all wanted a little more, at least to see Shin finish out the fight without Sakamoto coming in. But other than that, though, I mean, the rest of the chapter is just Sakamoto doing Looney Tune fights, and that's really it. Like, there's nothing more to it other than Sakamoto really beating this dude up in the funniest of ways.
Yeah, this nigga really stamped his face in the passport. Like,
bro, stamped him in a passport, jumped on the other side of the plane, and like seesawed him. He smacks the wheels of the thing and then rides the wheels to get him off. Like, it was a bunch of like just foolishness, it was great. It was fun. The colored page was crazy, and they got the cover this week. Both of them were absolutely great. They came through with the Reservoir Dogs inspired cover, which was amazing. But yeah, no, I mean, this chapter was fun. I just think overall, like, it was fun. It was cool. It didn't really do much though. It was just nothing but fights. And obviously the Shin moment. I think that's the biggest thing that we were all kind of arguing about. Like, I don't think any of us were mad about it, but I think we were all kind of just like, they could have did my dog Shin just a little better. They could have at least let him walk away with some. They could have. No, they could have Sakamoto Shinned it. It could have been a 2-on-1 type of ordeal, or he gets a win by proxy or something. But it's all good.
He'll get his chance, man. We all
he'll
know
definitely listen. We know it for sure. And last one rounding it out is a Witch Watch. I think it was just a very wholesome and fun chapter that we both enjoyed.
Yeah, I think that we're finally seeing this love story kind of flourish. It starts off with, I think last chapter we end off with Mori having a letter from Nico when they were kids, and it says that they'll be the bestest friends forever. And the other girl who is friends with them, who's also a witch, thinks that he's placed under a curse, so he can never see her as more than a friend, even though we know that Nico has all of these feelings for him and shows him out openly. So she has this spell to show whether or not that they bloom a flower, and whatever shows up on the flower, or whether it's bugs, that shows the type of friendship that they have. It is kind of fun to see the hijinks between all of the other characters and how they feel about each other. Like, whether or not they're bugs, like, that means they like each other, or as friends, they play around with each other. They'll eventually get back together. But then we end off the chapter with Mori kind of having his flower, and then it blooms into like a big butterfly, and it's like a big firework. It's a nice double page spread, and it's like, damn, man, we kind of need to see that for Chi and Taiki, man. Like,
hey, listen, shout out to the A show, because they all looked at each other and just said lipo, let it play out, man. They're just like, let it play out. That's all they need to do. They're like, don't force it, just let it play out. They'll be all right.
Yeah.
But nah, listen, this is another week though in the Big Eyes podcast. Another week of power rankings.
Man.
Appreciate y'all for listening and tuning in to all new episode. And as always, make sure you're following the Lookout RNC and you're subscribed to the Lookout RNC wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you're following, subscribe to RNC Radio Live. And AD, what's the sign off?
You already know. Please read more manga, watch more anime, and be on the lookout, only on the lookout, for the Big Eyes Podcast.